Welcome, everyone. This is the Ends Justify the Memes, the show where the lowest of the low, that is the most wretched of wretched and deplorable, to end all deplorables, two white, heterosexual Christian males from the American South talk about culture, philosophy, history, health, fitness, and what it means to be a man in the 21st century. I'll be your host, Bill, and this is my producer and co-host, Tank. So, crack open a beer and lend us your ear because the ends always justify the memes. Well, that was a little rusty, but we got through her.
It's all right. It's okay.
Been a long time. Had a baby when I should have been streaming last week, but she didn't. She wasn't having it.
How dare you reproduce instead of talking shit on the internet?
I know. How dare I follow God's plan as a human being? So Tank, guys, was on vacation, if you do not recall. I'm not sure if you remember, but he was gay and on vacay. So Tank is back from Belize, where basically a third world nation was expensive to him. So
it was much more expensive than the other third world nations I've been to, for sure.
Yeah. Well, guys, without further ado, I think we're good. Oh, no. Hold on. A few things. That's right. I said I wanted to talk about it. I almost did it. Didn't do it, though. Hey, guys, check this out. This is pretty cool. We are up to 300 subs on YouTube. So big congratulations to us for that. Now we are growing on other areas as well, but YouTube's the one that is growing the most. So that's good for us. But that also means that we should be able to get backups, auto backups from Odyssey, unless they've changed their policy. I don't know. They might have. So we'll have to see. Also over on All Minus One, I've kind of changed my branding up a little bit. If you guys hadn't noticed, you'll see. But I'm going to do a big stream on Friday, I think. I'm going to do a big conspiracy donation stream. So if you guys want to donate to congratulate me for having the baby or just help out my family, you can do that on Friday. Otherwise, it's going to be, I think, a lot of really great content. I'm going to get involved deeply into why white supremacy is the big boogeyman, at least according to the feds, other than other than casting, stones at nefarious enemies that don't exist to get everyone hyped up. But the people behind it, why they're pushing it, and what they think of Antifa, those kinds of things. So there's going to be a lot of stuff there. So it should be good. I'm trying to stream 4 to 6 hours, one-man show. So we'll see if I can do it. We'll see if I can pull it off. But in any case, with that, Tank, do you have anything?
No. I got over my terrible sunburn, and I'm good to go.
There you go. And so, guys, on the Friday stream, not sure when I'm going to start that, but it might be around 2, something like that, 2, 3, like I normally have been. Might be a little bit later, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But just keep an eye on that, those of you who watch regularly. So, in any case, Tank, you want to play that Memecast news? Wait a minute. I don't even need Tank. I don't even need Tank. We were just fighting over buttons there. Karl Marx was a black man. Ever wonder why America is so virulently anti-communist? It's because the creator was black man. The America and America is actively working to keep the black man down. Share the truth, brothers and sisters.
These are my favorite conspiracy theories. Like when people are like, "Oh, Napoleon was actually black."
Some people believe that, but this is Frederick Douglass. So this is a man that freed himself and became very learned and very influential. and his children or grandchildren, I should say, great grandchildren are freaking commies now. But hey,
I've never heard of this guy.
yeah. Have you heard of this guy?
Don
Don
Lemon.
Lemon.
Yeah, I've heard of Don Lemon.
I don't know if America sees black people as fully human.
Didn't this guy like say that the kids that kidnapped that mentally handicapped kid and tortured him on Facebook live stream was good boys and girls? Wasn't that his take on that whole situation?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I know that John Ward like to bring up quite often on his channel about the fact that he was the worst journalist in, what was it, 2014, nominated by the Associated Press or whoever it is, whatever journalist guild thing that they do. He was the worst. So there you have it. Vote for Democrats. We deserve policies that put people first, leaders who work for the people, and a country that works for everyone.
I don't believe that.
They put themselves first, and the leaders work for themselves and for themselves only. I don't know what those other words are in there that aren't themselves, but yeah. People who watch CNN. Mainstream misleadia.
Misleadia. Is that a Styx Hexenhammer term?
Could be.
That sounds like something he'd make up.
You know, I haven't thought about that. Maybe it is, but I don't know. I don't watch Styx as much anymore. Not that I don't watch him as much. He doesn't put as much on YouTube anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's generally where I'm watching things still.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about this whole third-party platform, YouTube, because I try not to watch YouTube very often because they're shitty. But perhaps this is not news to anyone or obvious to everyone else. But I think main reason why YouTube is so powerful is that like they really have the normie audience. Like no one's going to go. All the third-party platforms, Odyssey, and stuff is really just politics. There's not really anyone doing like cooking shows and stuff on BitChute or whatever. So,
this is what YouTube is replacing, and of course, this is what's been happening. Mainstream media is dying, and it's not just because of the likes of James O'Keefe, but it is being just slaughtered. And independent voices are rising up, and they don't like the decentralization. They don't like that there's no gatekeepers. So YouTube tries to play somewhat as a gatekeeper, but realize that they're highly subsidized by the government and they're highly influential. They throttled us during the election season, and we're like a nothing channel. Basically, we just got our first 300 subs, right? But yeah. I know they throttle my content for sure. They steal subs from me all the time. So unless those are fake accounts that get deleted later, I mean, it's one of those things. So third-party platforms, great, but for me, I'll watch stuff on there that I can't watch elsewhere. But YouTube is right now still the hub, and until something else becomes a hub, maybe Rumble will. Because Rumble started to do live streaming as well, from what I understand. But I'm not yet sure if it's available for everybody. So, in any case, speaking of other voices.
He's a dangerous conspiracy theorist.
Conspiracers. Pesticides could wipe out frogs by turning them female, study finds. Wait, Alex Jones was right. Always has been. That lizard people's a nice touch, I think. I don't know. What's the chat? Do you think the lizard people's a nice touch there? That's not even him. Like David Icke's the lizard people guy, but Alex Jones does say some pretty funny stuff, though, right?
What do I do, Lord? Destroy the child. This is their plan, people. These are demons. And the fruit collector. Through that, you'll learn your way to the next level. This is the info war. I came knocking on your door a million times, and you laughed at me. And more blood. I'm an explorer.
What the fuck? The Alex Jones Mars trilogy. That's pretty good.
So, guys, I'm going to take the second and remind everyone that we are also on Entropy. If you want to go over there, you can donate over there if you would like. That's also a highly free speech platform, highly endorses free speech. I don't think they censor anything. There's also DLive and Trovo because there are other platforms. People don't necessarily always like the Google platforms. There's a locals page that Tank wants to build out. And I made a Telegram the other week. If you guys want to supply memes, I saw that Kizza said something about using his memes. Kizza, I've probably used your memes a dozen times, buddy, because I plucked them out of Discord and
use them up
other places. But if you guys want to drop some memes in the Telegram, the link is in the description. So it's
use those memes.
By the memes.
Use those memes like the whores they are.
Yeah.
Use them up.
That's
Tank,
right.
Kizza says, do it, Tank. We have 180 memes, Kizza. I'm not going to be able to get to the Alex Jones Mars trilogy today, unfortunately. But we will do it. We will do it eventually.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard, but the internet may just be a passing fad as millions give up on it.
We should give up on it, honestly, but
this is like from 2000 or 2006, maybe. So speaking of internet, right, and internet tech geniuses, old McAfee. We all know about old John McAfee. In fact, you were just in his former country, I believe.
I was there.
Yeah.
I did not see him.
So let me just preference anything I say about old McAfee here. He is a wild and crazy dude, and he probably killed his neighbor. So in Belize, and he went through a very crazy ordeal to get out of the country. And there was a manhunt and various other things. And apparently, according to a Netflix documentary, the prostitutes that he hired would poop on his chest.
I mean, when you get to be so rich, right? and you've done so much shit, you need novelty, so you might as well pay prostitutes to shit on you at that point.
Right. So it says, you don't have any dirts on the Clintons, I hope. Why would you think that? Hillary was Secretary of State when I was denied entry into the U.S. Embassy in Belize while on the run from the Belizean army.
I saw some Belizean army when I was down there, and they, similar to Nicaragua, they have like old ass Romanian AKs. No, actually, I saw a guy with an AR, but it was in very poor condition.
Right.
But I did see one guy that I mean, I wouldn't trust that government. Well, it's Central America, right? So you're not going to trust any of them.
He went down there because it was cheap for him. That's why he went there.
Well, yeah. It's
And
cheap and they
because it
speak
was-
English. So it's,
right. And the
it's-
government is very loose, and he knew he could do stuff, basically. So anyways, it says that he was found in his prison cell after U.S. extradition was approved, and we are now back to 0 days since last Clinton sided.
You mean to tell me you don't believe that John McAfee killed himself in a Spanish prison?
I think, actually, knowing his character, even with the whacked thing that he got,
Yeah.
he probably did kill himself knowing that would be a great troll and everyone would think that he was whacked. That's who he is. That's the kind of person that
Yeah.
he is. Yes.
Yeah, I've been kicking that around too, but really, it would be easier to off an American citizen in a different prison than it would be to off one here. Like I just feel like if he really had dirt on somebody, that temptation would be way too easy.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, here's the thing. I don't know, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
I would not
it's-
put it past him to be like build this whole thing up. Hey, I'm going to release data. I got all this dirt. Blah 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 blah. And he's
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm never going back to America because of my taxes, and I can't keep running. Blah blah blah. I'm just going to kill myself. I'm old. Maybe he's just old. Maybe he's just tired
Yeah.
of it. And he's like, I know I built this whole thing up. He's like, yes, this will be my legacy. This will be this mastermind thing. Everyone will talk about this forever. He's a very, very egocentric individual. So,
Well, once you've got to the point to where you're paying prostitutes to shit on your chest, what more is there to live for? You've done
well,
it
I think
all.
they even pooped in his mouth.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Where's that
I
sweet?
didn't want to say that because I don't remember. I only watched that documentary once. And I'm not saying it's completely accurate either, but those girls were the girls that were with them. They were interviewing them. They said that's the stuff they did. So there was a hammock that he cut a hole into and he would lay underneath it. It just, anyways.
He did have the best tweet in the history of Twitter about the whale fucking. So, R.I.P.
Despite the rumors, I'm not dead. I'm still running in the background. McAfee didn't uninstall himself. I like this next one. It's a little meta. You got to know some. It's a little video game.
Oh shit!
Look at this. Let's see if I can get it now. There she is. With this character's death, the thread of prophecy is severed. Restore a saved game to restore the weave of fate, or persist in the doomed world you have created.
That's an Oblivion reference, right?
Yeah, Morrowind. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls. And then brace yourself. The McAfee didn't kill himself. Fact checkers are coming. And
Yeah, because I think he did say he had cut his dick off if Bitcoin didn't reach 1 million. I don't know.
hey, Bitcoiners, McAfee's ghost here. I need your help to escape from the afterlife. The only way I could do it is with your credit card number and 3 numbers on the back and the expiration month and year. Hurry. It gets hot down here. Don't be a lazy parasite cock.
Matt says it's almost like things are set up that you can turn the other cheek, take a nap or something, and just let things happen as a prison guard. No. Well, no, not
Spain,
so,
probably.
So yeah, maybe. So prisons, at least the ones I've had experience with, are inmate suicide is one of the biggest things that they deal
Yes.
with. Like if someone has like any inclination that they're going to kill themselves, there's all kind of procedures they put into place. They put cameras on them. They have 24-hour like eyes on them, surveillance, all kinds of stuff. They put them in turtle suit, what they call a turtle suit, where it's basically like a what's those things like a
It's just unrippable.
yeah, like a
material,
suit. Where basically, yeah. I mean, they take the shoestrings from them. They give them cardboard knives and forks for their meals. It's real. Inmate suicide is one of the biggest things because you can be sued as a prison for letting an inmate kill himself. So straitjacket, that's it. Yeah, but it's even more than a straitjacket. It covers your feet too. So yeah, especially for Epstein in the United States, the idea that Epstein killed himself.
Well, that one's pretty ridiculous.
Hell no.
I mean,
Yeah, in a prison, the guards just happen to fall asleep and the camera just happened to be off.
in a federal prison, they hadn't
Yeah.
had any suicides in decades, if I'm not mistaken.
Even at minimum security prisons, they have guys that come in and check the cameras every day to make sure they're all working. So, yeah, I definitely don't buy it. Now Spain, I don't know what their prisons are like, but I would imagine I know that Spain's a pretty corrupt country, so I'm sure that someone could just grease the right palms and you could have a guy off. I mean, I'm sure I could come up with enough money to get somebody killed in Spanish prison right now. So it's probably not that complicated.
Well, all I know is for myself personally, I have found a guy hanging in jail. And the way that Epstein was described hanging is basically the way I found the guy. But the fact that it was done in a federal prison, the cameras were off, the guys were asleep, the fact that they got a slap on the wrist in the end, all that, he had too much information. He was a powder keg for the elites that basically would have unwound the entire system, and they could not allow that to happen. I don't think McAfee is that influential in comparison.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, yeah, that's why I kind of don't know what to believe with this one, because I don't really know how much dirt this guy had or anything, or on anyone.
Right.
But
well,
but also, why would Spain extradite him? Why do they care?
Right. There's this, right? So let me get this straight. Within 24 hours of Mike Lindell, Sidney Powell, and Rudy Giuliani appearance in court to address Dominion voting system lawsuits, Giuliani gets his law license yanked. A building in the same neighborhood where members of Trump family reside completely collapses. McAfee commits suicide. Biden threatens F-15 airstrikes armed with nukes against Americans who want to take on the government. Yeah. And John McAfee owned a unit at the building that collapsed. The address of the building was 8777 Collins Avenue South. Here is a tweet he put out on June 8th.
Holy shit. Maybe, I don't know. This guy might have some shit. I don't know. Like people were saying here, Kizna said he could have found classified documents with his antivirus software. Maybe. I don't understand technology and how that stuff works.
I mean, he might have killed himself purposely, like I said.
Yeah.
And then let this all, if there was something to let out. But I don't even think he has anything, honestly. He says, dude, what are you smoking? The instant I disappear, the information is released. Those named would be crazy to kill me or collect me. They're simply praying I live forever. If it's released, revenge takes over and I'm dead. Yeah. Where's your brain today?
So how rich was he?
Well, that's hard to say because he lost a bunch of money, but they believe he had money in holdings elsewhere, probably. But he's worth billions. He lost it all. If you don't recall this, supposedly, but he wasn't poor. And then that's kind of where he went to Belize. So I don't really know. But again, I think he's a guy who wanted to be more important than he was. I mean, like I said, go look into. He was a very libertine individual. I'll put it that way. No boundaries, no rules, and usually people like that are quite narcissistic. So
yeah.
Here it says his dead man switch has uploaded over 31 terabytes of data, including documents implying the earthquake which triggered the Fukushima disaster was caused by a weapons test by the United States. I don't know if any of that's real, guys. Obviously, this is the real fake news. I did see this, though, as well, that McAfee has experimented with quantum suicide and immortality numerous times and has lived to tell the tale, at least in this universe. Apparently, there's an actual link to this. And I guess he killed himself in other realms and other universes, but not this one. I mean, this guy's a god.
Got motherfucking Highlander.
Yeah. And then we have a picture of the inmate in the Brains 2 Penitentiary Center that Brian's 2 Penitentiary Center that helped McAfee commit suicide has been found. He goes by the name of Samuel L. Guerrero Hidalgo.
What the fuck? Why is there Japanese below that?
I don't know. All right. And then July 13th, the McAfee Q dump will shake the Dems to the core. In August, the audit will reinstate Trump as president. Shields will go to Gitmo. Trust the plan, Tank. Trust it.
I don't know.
I call bull.
I do not think Trump's getting reinstated. I don't think anyone has a dick that big to pull that off.
That's not happening unless there's like a civil war. We're not
Yeah.
playing Game of Thrones. It's the United
Now,
States.
there could be an info dump for sure. I could definitely see that happening, but we'll see.
We shall see. All I know is that is a bunch of nonsense, and I also think most of the conspiracies behind McAfee is a bunch of nonsense. But I could be wrong. Maybe he actually did have information, and you know,
Do we know who his friends were, like out other than
he doesn't have any. I don't think.
Yeah, see that's I would be more convinced that he had info if we knew he was closely in cahoots with like some other like bigwigs or something. Like if he knew Epstein or something.
Well, Epstein, right. The thing is Epstein, you want to go down the rabbit hole. Epstein probably was being run through Mossad. I mean, and
shit.
well, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, I believe, was a Mossad agent. So, like I said, but there are other folks who will suggest that those agents were actually Russians. I'm going to talk about some of this stuff Friday on All Minus One, actually. So you guys come over and watch the conspiracy donation stream because it's going to be awesome. So yeah, like Epstein, I could see like how did he make his money? Well, maybe blackmailing everybody, maybe by providing a high class prostitution ring, but he also blackmailed them because they were teenage girls, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm more inclined to believe it. Like I know that there's a whole joke about, you know, all of our leaders are pedophiles and shit, but I'm more inclined to believe that he's hooking these guys up with prostitutes that look 20, you know, or 19 or whatever. And then it turns out they're 15 or 16. And then he's like, hey, I got you, bitch. And then that I'm more inclined to believe that's probably what was going on. Now, he probably did have some people that were into, let's say, very young girls or whatever. But
we know for a fact that they know a lot of those girls were like the 14-year-old girls or whatever. They knew their age and were grooming them. So
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely been out there by the statements of one of the victims.
Oh yeah, that is. I forgot about that. She did say
Yeah.
that she was really. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take it back then. They're all fucking pedophiles.
Well, I mean, the thing is they pretend to care about. I mean, 14 is not a pedophile, but it's still highly inappropriate, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you're taking a young girl's innocence. That's like this is how she comes into the world as in her womanhood as a sex object to, you know, pleasure rich and powerful corrupt people. It's pretty fucked up. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, you're talking about you know, sexual slavery here.
Right. Exactly.
Although I will say, Ghislaine Maxwell, she was pretty hot when she was young. I wonder how much she cost if that was ever for sale.
You probably don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's probably only for the you know, black card members or whatever.
So then, of course, here we have the gang back together again. All I need is the original Star Wars music. And hey, guys, credit to the meme maker of this because Anakin is the original and not that fag that is the one that played him in the other movies. So that don't really exist. Anyways, speaking of dead things, POTUS the other week said, how would it be if the United States were viewed by the rest of the world as interfering with the elections directly of other countries and everybody knew it? What would it be like if we engage in activities that he engaged in? It diminishes the standing of the country. And he's talking about Putin here. He's like, we don't get engaged in elections. What's the CIA been doing for years?
You know, it's so funny. Like this whole, you know, the January 6th. They're like, oh, it was an insurrection. They were trying to, you know, stage a coup. I was like, the CIA stages coups and they take fucking Stinger missiles and shit. Like, fucking these guys with staplers and a podium. We're not staging a coup by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, well, we'll get to some of that. I was just looking at Kiz is saying that statutory rape.
Yeah.
And maybe depends on the law, man. That's a legal subjective standard.
Yeah, it gets really weird. A lot
It
of
depends on where you're at. Like you can marry at 14 in Kentucky with parental consent. I'm pretty sure to this day. So, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that. I actually knew someone that did that I was in the Marines with, but generally, I would say you should wait till you're a little bit older, especially if you're going to have children for the health of the children. It's actually better when you're a little bit more developed in, say, your early 20s. In any case, we have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. You mean election security organization, right? You mean election security organization, right? Joe Biden. Everyone forgets about that. Here he is. Dear diary, made an ass out of myself again today.
he can't write.
Yeah.
That dude can't fucking write.
He definitely can't put his pen away if you watch that nonsense. So, yeah. So while this, walking corpse runs things, meanwhile, in the background, we have this going on. And the old zombie of Karl Marx is returning. And to prove that, when plastic money is worth more than your real money, you need new money.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know enough about monetary policy really to have too much of an opinion, but I see shit like this, and I see shit like that meme that floats around about, quarters that were made of silver, how much they're worth now, like that much silver in weight, and it really makes you think, like, maybe that's a lot of our problem is that our money sucks.
Yeah. So this is do you ever regret voting for Biden? Because we literally look as dumb as everyone said we would look at this point. And I just look at her picture there and I think, well, you probably shouldn't be voting because you look like you're only good for one thing. I'm not going to say anything else. Like, yeah, you look dumb. But most of you will just double down on it.
Yeah, like, I guarantee you, underneath that meme or post, that there were a lot of people saying, "Oh, we don't look dumb. We look just fine."
Oh yeah, and of course we have all the things that are skyrocketing, and you all have seen this probably enough in the past. Here we have vote for Biden. They said he's the lesser of two evils. They said, and if I can zoom this thing in good. Says Biden budget doubles funding for police hiring.
Wow.
Boost ICE by 18 million. Biden follows Trump's lead on military spending, follows military gear to police. Spending has sped up under Biden. So they were just federalizing because they're getting federal subsidies to the police and subsidizing the police departments right now, of course, to I guess to quell riots or insurrections or something. I don't know. It's usually why they need military gear. And it seems like that they might be beefing them up elsewhere, but allowing certain neighborhoods to just, be on their own. Seems to be what is unfolding before us, I would say. I don't know. You got any thoughts on that, Tank?
I mean, it's kind of what we expected. The only thing he's really The only thing he's really cut back on is deportation. He's basically neutered ICE. That's really the only thing that he's done as far as military spending and police spending. And now they're trying to say that Republicans are the ones that want to defund the police. But yeah, I do talk to ICE agents relatively frequently, and they say that they can't really do anything unless you've got a pretty serious crime. And even then, not always. You're not getting deported. They would rather an illegal immigrant get out of prison in the United States and be homeless than deport them. So that's where we're at.
Yep. We're at this too. How much are you making those blue collar pay for bare necessities? We're up a couple points from previous administration. You got to bump those prices up. Those are rookie numbers. Old Jimmy Carter. And this is kind of how I feel.
Where's all your money gone, Johnny? Taxes. It's okay. It's part of the game. It's the worst part of the game. Oh, it's what? Taxes.
And like he says, he's like, taxes. He's going to cry more.
God, man, me and my family used to get violent during Monopoly.
My one nephew will get pretty mad, but I think everyone lets him win, and I didn't let him win. And it was good for him. So I don't let people win. It's not good for you. Like, it's not because I have to win. It's because you have to earn it. You have to earn the win. Anyways, those who say the blood of patriots, and all the stuff about how we're going to have to move against the government. If you think you need to have weapons to take on the government, you need F-15s and maybe some nuclear weapons.
So you do need weapons. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, thanks for justifying my case that there should be no infringements for 2A there, Joe, because I personally believe I should have a personal mini nuke myself. Mean tweets? Nah. Threatening to nuke your own country? Yep.
Michael Malice had a good reply to that when Biden was talking about, you need F-15s and nukes to take care of the United States or to fight the United States military. And Michael Malice was like, you just said that some people with staplers and horned hats almost overthrew the government.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually got a meme for that. Emperor Palpatine urges citizens to give up their blasters since they need a Death Star to beat the Empire. I mean, it's the reason why memes work, man. Babylon B's got some geniuses over there. They've got the best meme magic, probably. How many times have they written something and it's come true?
Yeah, they've got it. And it pisses a lot of people off. A lot of people do not like them for their candor.
Well, my favorite is that the left has all these caricatures of what liberty-minded folks are, and they're all ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And we know exactly what they are. We understand them, but they have no clue about us. It's really interesting. But they think they understand us. You never beat the government with just guns, says party that also believed government was almost toppled by unarmed mob on January 6th.
Yeah, okay.
AR-15 is a weapon of war, useless against the military.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's a tough one.
You know what we have here? We have a Schrodinger's gun, right? Simultaneously useless against the military and a weapon of war that no civilian should own.
This is what these guys don't want to understand. you can a bunch of dudes with AR-15s cannot overthrow the United States government. What they can do is hold off the military long enough till they get someone with some friends, a friendly nation, to supply them with stuff like we do ISIS. That's what you're waiting on. It's the AR-15 is not to take over the government. It's to buy you time until Serbia or whoever decides to give you a bunch of explosives.
Right. Them, you'll need it. F-15s and nuclear weapons to take on the government. Also them.
What the fuck?
January 6th, we're taking back our country. June 15th, the FBI tweaked us.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah. You probably should have been smarter and not done all that stuff. I'm not saying you don't have a right to. I'm just saying you should understand how you would be targeted and the way that these things go. But and we'll talk about the feds some more here in a bit, but if we talk about the whole Fed thing and the whole Q thing, I would say that the feds probably are Q, guys. I mean, I don't think that is anything more than a psyop. It could be a LARP. That's what I thought forever. But I would say if they're the ones who keep, who did you say was a Fed?
They said that. What is the guy from the Proud Boys, the Cuban guy? What is his name?
Not
Enrique.
him. Enrique Ontario. Yeah. Well, he's been an informant for the feds before, but it's not like he is a Fed. He just informs for them. But wasn't it like the leader of the 3 percenters? Was that you?
Yeah. That was Osis that said that. In chat.
Osis,
yeah.
Okay. You think you can just overthrow superpower with the backing of the world's strongest military, Jack?
Yes.
Yes. It'll take F-15s and nukes to topple the government. I don't think it will. So, Biden, are you going to fly your F-15s over Chicago and drop a nuke to deal with the problem gun owners? That seems to be what your applied strategy. You said it, not me. So would Iraq Veteran 8888. Great gun channel on YouTube.
Osis says Tario is a Fed. For real? Is that
Who's a Fed?
Tario, Enrique Tario?
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, whatever. I'm not doing anything that the feds are going to be mad about. So, I mean, they might not like my politics, but I can't do nothing about that.
I know Richard Spencer's a fucking Fed. There's no. I'm gonna shut up. That motherfucker's a Fed. Hands down. If anyone is a Fed, he's a Fed. He might be a Chinese Fed, to be honest.
Well, he does like the Chinese model. So there you go.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of these guys that are like bonerific for that shit. I don't know what to think about that, because Spandrel's like that. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Bloody Shovel, but Spandrel's the guy that came up with the concept of bioluminescence. I think he lived in China for a while and he speaks Chinese, but he does the same kind of thing where he's really into the Chinese model and all that. And to a certain extent, like I believe that we too in the United States have a social credit system, and I believe ours is a lot more insidious than China's social credit system.
We have a lot of
but I don't think
people are blind to the things that are already in place here. They're just absolutely blind, unaware. They don't think about it in these terms because it's normal. And then you hear things like people being like, it's capitalism, or as I heard this weekend, late stage capitalism for you.
That shit's cope.
You don't even know what you're talking about. This isn't capitalism. There's nothing to do with private enterprise. But I don't like using that term anyways. I usually say free markets mostly. But yes, there is no free market really in the US. There are free markets of sorts. But when you have a centralized bank and a government that basically controls everything it wants to get its hands on, what we have is fascism. And I mean that technically. So it's what we have, and that's what China has too. China's a little bit harder on it though, because don't they actually own certain properties or whatever? Like
Yeah,
the state does.
you basically can't own property in China. You can lease
Right.
a house, like you cannot own a house, but you can lease a house for like 80 something years. And you might, so let's say if your grandmother leases a house for 80 something years and then she dies, I think your family might have first dibs on leasing that same house.
Okay.
But you can't outright own it.
Yeah, but we don't really outright own our homes either with property taxes and those things. So
That's true.
yeah,
And I've been, like I said, I've been to China and I've had a good time there. And the Chinese people are really good people. But yeah, these guys are like, oh, we need to be like China. Hey, man, fuck that. The only way we need to be like China is that their alcohol is very cheap.
well, there you go. Cheap alcohol, go to China.
Like 50-cent beer. That's the kind of Chinese model I
And
want.
watch out for those wet markets. All right.
No,
Oh.
we know now that a virus didn't come from a wet market. So have
So
fun.
what do you think? We've known that for a long time now. Tank, come on. What do you think about the Biden-Harris administration running this in 2024? Tank?
That'd be great.
Yeah, slogan: "Hands up, don't nuke." All right. You're no match against F-15s and nukes. We're literally neighbors, you effing idiot. And this is the solution. This is what you do. The enemy cannot push a button if you disable his hand.
There you go.
Fact checker: Biden's false claim that 2A bans cannon ownership. And that's true. It never banned, or you could have cannons, privateers, all that stuff. Most of you folks know this. But below this guy, irresponsible headline: "You're not covering a nonstop lying criminal grifter. Stop effing acting like it." What?
He's mad because the press is being somewhat rough on Biden in this scenario.
But I thought Biden was a lying criminal grifter. So
well, probably not to Willie. Go, this is a blue check. I don't even know who the fuck these people are. How they got blue checks?
I know.
Starship Troopers is pro Sharia law. I too am pro Sharia law. So
there you go.
I get it.
Of course, I ran this the other week, I think, but pretty good. It's pretty.
I like that the helmet
pretty
is UN colored too.
Yeah. And of course, here's the media was lit this week with Biden and his whispers. He wanted to get the MSAR.
Yeah, what was that about? Is he just
Yeah.
slipping, or was that like an affect?
I gave you guys money. I gave you money.
we should start doing the show like that. Oh, we gotta do a fucking we gotta fucking yeah.
Oh man, you guys like this?
Subscribe to my Patreon. The video's so quiet that I can't even hear him.
Let me see if I can run that again. I'll turn up my volume. Maybe I'll get it through the mic.
What the fuck?
I wrote the bill on the environment.
Are they still trying to deny this guy's got complete senility right now?
Well, I think at the G7, it was known internationally that he's getting replaced. I mean, Joe Biden telling the story.
Come on, man.
This we didn't do anything. Me 15 minutes later. Good stuff, man. I'm on Joe Biden right now.
Woo! That's a good time. Soon.
Soon. Soon. She knows it. The government has jets and nukes. What is your Second Amendment going to do?
Spicy.
I'm so happy for you, Joe. I got you a present. It's parked outside.
Oh God. No. Oh. The fans are watching this one.
Speaking of Kamala, she went to the border and she went to basically a border 800 miles away from the actual border problem. Calling Kamala's visit to El Paso a visit to the southern border is the equivalent of going to Olive Garden and saying you've been to Italy.
Well, what do you expect her to do? Actually go down there? She doesn't have time for all that.
We know what thing. She's never been to Europe either. Like that's relevant in any way, shape, or form. But
me neither. I've never been to Europe either.
So I'm not going to read you all these texts, but basically, I think this picture is supposed to be Biden with his cousin, which makes me wonder if he was banging his cousin as well. But aside from that, he's going back and forth. He's like, she's a legend. None of these women are accepted for Denver. And it goes through and it's a bunch of girls' name. And at the bottom, she says, no, or Hunter says, no yellow.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want an Asian girl, I guess.
Well, he's probably had enough at that point.
Right. They say, hey, Hunter, want to literally buy some sex slaves? Sure thing, my fellow member of the elite. No yellow ones, though. Ha ha. And then you have the SJWs. Yikes. I can't believe you called Asians yellow.
Oh, my God. Stop Asian. Hashtag stop Asian hate.
Right.
You buy the Asian sex slave or you're racist.
Despite all of his evils, he did contribute some fine art to the world. And I think the Biden family has contributed a good bit. This masterpiece here, or this next one, I should say, you might enjoy.
Every time. Yeah. Okay. I like it.
All right.
Yeah. I like it. Okay.
So sometimes memes come and they go and they're old, but they're new again because memes are never really old if they're relevant, right? And that's the point. There's an ever-living meme here. You'll never find more a wretched hive of scum and villainy. And I believe that. And like I said again, old memes, but to bring it back in, if those kids could read, they'd be very upset. But yeah, this whole 2A stuff, that's a big deal. So, and really all of our civil liberties, they're not very good with anymore. At least if you don't have the right politics. But I'm still waiting for this. When you're labeled a domestic terrorist, but haven't received any guns, drugs, or funds from the CIA.
That's what I'm screaming.
Like, where's that?
Where's my Toyota Tacoma and Stinger missiles?
Right. And then here from some dum-dum, it says, see the difference? Me neither. It says your taxes paid for the vehicles on the right. Yeah.
I like the trucks on the right better, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I probably would take them too. I'll tell you what, though, the big trucks and them Trump rallies, there's a huge difference as well. Like, they're not going around and like dragging children out of homes or women or raping them or, training kids to blow up people. They're just supporting the president they liked. That's what they were doing. I mean, but sure.
Yeah,
they're exactly the same.
They're exactly the same.
Exactly. exactly the same. But good news is the pawn shops are now full of F-15s and nukes. Hot items right now after the president's remarks. And Biden said you need F-15s or nukes to take the government, and the Taliban was like, "Huh? What is this? What is this?
Yeah.
Nukes? What is this?"
I love their military fatigues. They look very comfortable.
I was about to say they got to be comfy as hell. They're probably very cool. And JFK said, "A nation is afraid to let its people judge the truth and falsehood, and an open market is a nation that is afraid of its people."
They're especially afraid of the guys in horn helmets and no shirt.
Yeah. And I think Alex Jones has something to say about this.
Listen, fuckhead. You lying. Get that through your goddamn fucking head. Stop pushing your shit. You're the people that fucked this country over and gang raped the shit out of it and lost an election. So stop shooting your mouth off claiming I'm the enemy. You got that, you goddamn son of a bitch?
They're asking you to turn the volume up a little bit.
Our never gonna stop this. There's no drugs and food, water, nor jets. What we barely can resist. I mean, it's just silly. This giant third world war is just pouring, raping everyone. Sexualizing children, ruling everything. Debasing the currency, drugging the food, water, giving everyone cancer. And it's just all hell on earth. The gates are opening. I don't know how all this is gonna end, but like I told him 1,000 times, you wanna fight? Better believe you've got luck. You wanna inflate my spirit? No!
Yeah, sorry about the volume. StreamYards acts weird.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with me. Unless I can open this through some sort of viewer that's in a Chrome tab, it's going to be not the best volume always. I can hear it fine, but I don't know why StreamYards does not broadcast it well for you guys. So apologies. We never know until we play them. So the Czech government tells its citizens how to fight terrorists. Shoot them yourselves.
Hey, well, at least they make guns.
Yeah.
I do want a CZ pistol.
I used to have one. I used to have the one right there, actually, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good. Good little pistol. And here, ladies and gentlemen, this is why, you want to be able to carry.
What is that magazine?
I know, man.
What is that magazine?
But hey, I mean, this is why you carry. And speaking of which, unfortunate incident from the other day, but a hero, if you haven't heard, John Hurley stopped a mass shooting and then was shot by the police himself. Yeah. Says, I'm an activist who believes in peace, freedom, and the right to carry a gun. When I heard a gunman began shooting nearby, I didn't hesitate and ran straight into danger, eliminating the shooter who hours earlier threatened to kill as many cops as he could. Once police arrived to the scene, they accidentally shot and killed me, thinking I was the gunman. I saved countless police lives because it was the right thing to do. Next time you hear someone say that anarchists only want destruction and chaos, remember my story. So, yeah, I mean, he deserves honor, and that was an honorable thing. There'll be no statues to him. There'll be no major media coverage. There'll be nothing. And instead, we'll pump up guys like George Floyd, who would put a gun to a pregnant woman's belly. So, sad case, but at least he stopped the death of many others, and the police should be held accountable for that. They didn't assess the scene properly. I don't know why his firearm would have been out at that point. I don't know all the details of the story, but the police need better training, folks. They need a lot better training, and frankly, it might need to be a requirement that people have military training, and they pay police a lot more, that they have a better quality of people that come in that want to do it. You know, it all depends. It all depends on the area. So, anyways, thoughts, Tank?
I mean, it's shit like this. I've talked about this before, but I've never been like one of these back to blue kind of guys. You can recognize that police are needed and you know all the good things. And you might think they're all good people, or whatever. They might be all great people that do their job, but a lot of law enforcement stupid. It's not their own stupidity. Sometimes it is, but it's also compounded stupidity from the bureaucrats who make the decisions that they have to go by. So,
well, that's part of it, is the bureaucracy and the politics.
The right needs to come to realization that we have a pretty tedious relationship with law enforcement, especially now with all the stuff about insurrectionists and enemies of the state. And it's a very, very tedious relationship. And
I've kind of always had one, even though I worked within them. So, I'm not a big fan of cops. I mean, I know cops that are good cops, that are good guys, but a lot of guys that are cops are there for power. And it's the politics that screw it up, because the good cops or the good people in those kind of fields, they get burned out by basically management and poor ethics and all that kind of stuff. And the liability problems that, depending on what agency you're in, might be their number one issue. They're always worried about being liable for something. That's a really big deal in law enforcement. So anyways, let's keep going on, Tank. Keep on moving. They want to disarm you so you could be a victim whenever they need to make you one. After his house was bombed in 1956, Martin Luther King Jr. applied for a concealed carry permit for self-defense, but was denied.
Ooh.
And of course, we all know he was assassinated, so he probably needed it.
Yeah.
Sir, what's your view on the Second Amendment? Me. I would definitely take that to a Waffle House. I don't really like Waffle House, but I do like their hash browns or home fries or whatever.
You don't like Burt's Chili at the Waffle House?
No, not really my deal.
It will just
give me an IHOP though. I'm good with an IHOP.
You know, yeah. I mean, I could do either one, but I've destroyed some Waffle House and in turn had my bowels destroyed by a Waffle House.
Yep, there you go. I mean, I guess it's good drunk food, but exactly like you said, I would rather go to IHOP or Denny's, or the true trick. You don't have this probably in your area. Most people don't, but Sheetz, which is a local,
Oh yeah, we have some Sheetz.
Okay.
And yeah, Sheetz is dope. I also
get a Sheetz chili dog. Get just all you need is like 2 or 3 of them, and I promise you'll have no hangover. There's so much sodium in that.
I like Steak and Shake. That's my favorite. It's like late night fast food shit. I love Steak and Shake.
All right. And then we have I've just come to see if I can read this. I just come into possession of a cure for fascism. They came in capsule form. For best results, they must be taken internally. Here is a handy applicator. Anyways,
What
right? Me waiting for gun owners to save us from tyrannical government. Don't just stand there, dude. The tide's coming in. No, I don't think that's the way, though. Right? That's the question. Is that the way? I think that's a good way to get obliterated. Right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, right now. Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing. The F-15 nuke meme has an air of truth to it in that. Look, like my dad, he's super normie conservative, right? He's got like 30 handguns, and he's always like, "Oh, they're not coming to take my guns." I'm like, Dad, you can't run a mile. You're not in fighting conditions, sir. It's going to take more than just a bunch of guns, and that's kind of what I want some of these like people on the right to get in their head is that you're not going to be able to. It's not really people on the right. It's boomer cons. I mean, that's who we're talking about.
Well, I can tell you after Vietnam and then after the success in the Persian Gulf War that asymmetric warfare became the focus of the military. And I would say over the last 20 years, it's probably gotten a lot better with it, even though it's a standard military force. But with that, there's a lot of vets that know how to do that as well. And asymmetric's where it's at, folks. When you have a bigger, mightier force, again, I don't advocate for these things anyways. I just want to go off in the woods and be left alone. But, again, they may not want to leave us alone. So, what do? What do you value? You can't always run. It's unfortunate. And I pray for peaceful divorce, but I don't think it's going to happen that way. There are signs, though, and I have some memes about this that could be going that way, and that we're two different. We really are two different universes: the people in the city versus everyone else in the countryside, all the liberty-minded folk. They're dependent. I would say they can have little city states and then let the rest of the states have their own control and power. But, I would think outside the box, of course. So when you're meeting your internet friends for the first time for a range day and they all pull up in identical black Suburbans, something's
fucky.
Yep. Hey, yeah. And that's the thing too, man. If you're trying to organize something, like we keep going through this, man, it's feds. The most of these things that you hear about historically are feds setting it up, much like Ruby Ridge. If they didn't get involved in the first place, the crime would never have happened. Feds like this. Hi, veteran here. I fired almost every version of the AR-15. Fun fact, the rounds intentionally tumble out of the barrel to maximize the damage into the body they enter. That's considered a force multiplier. It's a devastating weapon that shouldn't be in the hands of civilians. Now, this could be a joke tweet, of course, but yeah, rounds don't tumble first off, but they do once they impact. But yeah, but just be wary, folks. Be wary. And actually, I wanted to talk about this thing real quick. I'm not going to have a big long thing about it, but this is what I think, in part, what Tim Pool was talking about, that he got a lot of flack on about people who shouldn't be anonymous online. And I understand people wanting to be anonymous. I don't really give people flack for that. But the reality is you will have to stand up at some point and being like, oh, I got to go to my job. I got to keep my job. I do this. I got to do that. I mean, in my opinion, you're just accepting the mark of the beast in that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go along to get along because whatever. At some point, you're going to have to pay the cost, or you're going to allow yourself to be enslaved. whenever government officials talk about going after domestic terrorists.
Some of those should be CIA.
Oh, well, it's whatever. It's against each other all the time. Biden ATF pick. David Shipman gave AR-15 gun owners two options: sell your guns to the feds or register. And there's a third option.
Why does his face look like that?
What, Shipman's or the cat in the
These
house?
feds are made in a lab. No, I'm talking about Shipman. The cat looks fine. He looks like he was made in a fucking lab.
I don't know.
They make feds in Wuhan.
I know this. They fight like they train. ATF training standards as set by David Shipman,
God.
October 2021.
Oh no.
And he hasn't been confirmed, but I'm right. But I'm not sure. I don't think that happened, but he's looking like he will be.
What kind of people, right? So what kind of if you were going to be some sort of federal law enforcement agent right now, like what kind of people are depraved enough to do that? I guess it's just got to be the pension and shit's too good to pass up. Because like most of these guys, I would think, grew up in more right-ish leaning areas, families. Like usually the people that go into any kind of job where you carry a firearm tend to be, that sort of personality type. But
Well, this is the kind of cop I'm talking about.
yeah,
They know better and blah blah blah. Most of them are dirt bags too, but they like being hot shots and telling people what to do. But yeah, I mean, and then you're gonna have the ATF coming to your house and stuff, and it's gonna be all right. Let's see it. It better be at least 16 inches.
oh god,
And I'm like, honey,
why is it a furry?
Is eight good enough for you?
Why is it a
Or
furry?
you take 8? Or don't take it. Actually,
Yeah.
I like to keep that one. And we also have the White House reminds nation that permission slips to eat hot dogs on the 4th of July are due by this Friday, folks. So get your slips in. You need to make sure they're in. All right. Don't want to be in trouble with them federals, them federales.
That's how you win right there. You just hit it. If you want to become like a federal law enforcement agent, you join the Mexican federal government. And then that's where all the good guns are going anyway. And then if you ever decide you do want to take over the United States government, you'll have better arms.
Well, there you go. I mean, we are having a lot of Americans move to Mexico.
Yeah.
It's an interesting migration pattern.
Or do like old pull a McAfee and move to Belize.
Right.
Start there and then move up into Mexico.
So I think this should apply to everybody. If you're anti-gun, you don't get to celebrate the 4th of July, would have never fought back, enjoy Pride Month, pussy. And of course, our military is going woke.
Good for them.
Yep. Men can have periods too.
Good.
Yep. I don't know, Tank. I've never had a period, so I'm missing out.
I have no idea.
I don't know why everyone keeps saying the army is woke. I'm offended. This is, of course, what General Miley, who said that, he wanted to understand CRT because he wanted to understand the angry white male.
Log on to Call of Duty server.
There you go. I don't know who these people are talking about. By the way, folks, on All Minus One on Friday, when I do the conspiracy donation stream, I will be digging in the data about the terrorist attacks and who actually commits them, and from official sources. And they ain't white supremacists.
Supremacists.
They ain't supreme pizzas, folks. I'm telling you right now.
There were like 7 white supremacists in the United States. And 4 of them probably worked for the FBI. So I'm not real sure.
General Miley. Yep.
Well, yep.
All white people are racist. Pay me.
Why is she wearing Pepe?
That people put that on there later on 'cause she was wearing that green thing. Of course, the Army has its woke commercial too.
A way to prove my inner strength and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way.
There's a reason why 26 of the most physically fit women in the Marine Corps have failed out of this course. That reason is simple. When you put 120 pounds on the back of a woman,
She crumbles like a fucking crouton.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was at least how heavy my pack was in Iraq, if not much more. So, yeah. That's also not including, the rest of your kit. Critical race theory explained. Brown bear, black bear, racist bear.
Oh no. No.
If sheep could vote, they'd probably pick the guy that feeds them, even if it's the same guy that slaughtered them later. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happens. I'm pretty sure the sheep do vote.
Oh yeah. They
And then we have this guy. So at least America isn't this ridiculous yet. Canada to make online hate speech a crime punishable by a $16,000 fine. Now, that's a Canadian dollar, so it's probably not that expensive, but still.
I feel like this guy's been in office for 20 years.
Yeah, well, this is how parliamentary governments work. They can put prime ministers in pretty much as long as they want, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think there's any sort of cap. Where's old Holly at? She's not in the chat tonight. I just talked to her last night.
What the fuck, Holly?
Come on, Holly. You better rewatch my show. Guest co-host with me 2 weeks. Barely say anything. Now you stip me on the live view.
Was she quiet? Was she too quiet during the stream? Is that what
Osa
happened?
said she was.
Well, yeah. He blames me for that too.
Blames me. It's
I
probably
told you, you got to talk about one of the 3 things I know something about if you want to get a lot of, or you got to get me drunk.
yeah.
That's the options. Which we haven't done a drunk stream in a while, so maybe
I was
that's
going to suggest that, but that'll have to
maybe
be-
that's next.
yeah, that might maybe at the end of July we can do that. We'll have to see. Have to see how my baby's doing, man. So, LOL. CRT isn't even a big deal, idiots. Okay, we're not teaching it. Oh my effing G. You have to teach kids. They must know it's the most important thing in education. And this is exactly what they've been doing. This meme is 1000% spot on. And critical race theory is just absolutely, utterly toxic. What's crazy is that people are just now finding out about it, seeing it in the schools. People are fighting it in the schools, which is great. Although they should have known about this about, 6 years ago. But everyone's not me. I'm like watching stuff constantly too. So, still, why are people fighting it in the schools if it's not in the schools? Because that's what they keep saying. Anyways, let's listen to JP about this.
Okay, class. Today we're going to learn about critical race theory. Now, you don't have to like critical race theory, but if you don't, it's because you're a racist. And if you do like critical race theory, it's because you're a racist and you know you need it. Now, let's take a look at the vital points of critical race theory. Point number 1. Critical race theory says the most important thing about you is your skin color. That's what defines you as a person. Point number 2. Critical race theory says that if you're white, you're racist, whether it's conscious or subconscious. Point number 3. Critical race theory says if you're a minority, you're a victim of a system that's rigged against you. Point number 4. Critical race theory says racism is present in all interactions. And I really can't stress this enough to all you young racists. In other words, critical race theory is a movement that seeks to bring about racial unity by creating non-racial division. Now let's break some of this down and dive deeper, shall we? Racism occurs in all interactions. It's always present. That's why you have to look for it critically. And if critical race theory is correct, that racism is present in all interactions, then after you find it, the racism will still be present. But at least now you can be angry about it. Present in all interactions? Yes, all interactions.
And guys, if you find a teacher who's like that, I mean, please.
Walk into a new classroom to meet your teacher and you see me. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I'm pulling my son's ass right the fuck out of your class. He's about to be homeschooled, bitch.
Of course, I'll be doing that with my any future children I have. Fiona will be homeschooled. I suggest any of you who are having little ones anytime in the future to not put your children in the system. It is not in any way, shape, or form going to help you grow strong children.
They're telling us that there's no audio on the videos when we play the videos.
Walk into a new classroom to meet your teacher.
I can hear that one.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I'm pulling my
There's no audio. I don't know what to tell you guys.
the fuck out of your class. He's about to be home.
I can do this. And then I can.
Walk into a new classroom to meet your teacher and you see me. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I'm pulling my son's ass right the fuck out of your class. He's about to be home.
Any audio?
I can hear it. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be weird for you to not hear it. And then let's try this. Here it is.
New classroom to meet your teacher and you see me. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I'm
That's
pulling
louder
my
on my end.
son's ass right the fuck out of your class. He's about to be homeschooled, bitch.
Yeah, that came through a lot louder on my end, so I guess it's good.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me see if I can share a couple of those real quick. Because we just went through them. I put all this work in. You guys can't even hear them.
Oh,
So
they're saying
let's
it can be heard now, is what chat has said.
Yeah, let's go back to old Biden since that was a hard one for you, Tank.
I do
Actually,
like a hard one.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper. I got them 1.9 trillion. You got a sexy little body and your booty looks soft. I was relieved so far. No, I'm just being. Let's just say I can pay them more. Be a real nasty man. And let's say a close.
Oh yeah, everybody say that's way better.
Baby girl, don't be scared. I wrote the bill on the environment. What do you see?
All right, guys. Well, if that's better, what we'll do for now on, anytime I have a video file, I'll just load it in that way. And I'll keep everything that's just still on the other program. So just a little bit more fumbling around because of it, though. Let's see. Remove that. Remove that. I can have these pre-uploaded. That's right, because I forgot all about that. I told you that you could have a bunch of stuff pre-uploaded now. I think up to an hour-long video here
Really?
on StreamYards.
Look at that.
So
Look
All
at
right,
that.
so let me go
Oh,
back.
Sniper's here.
Who cares?
Class, today we're going to learn about critical race theory. Now, you don't have to like critical race theory, but if you don't, it's because you're a racist. And if you do like critical race theory, it's because you're a racist and you know you need it. Now, let's take a look at the vital points of critical race theory. Point number 1. Critical race theory says the most important thing about you is your skin color. That's what defines you as a person. Point number 2. Critical race theory says that if you're white, you're racist, whether it's conscious or subconscious. Point number 3. Critical race theory says if you're a minority, you're a victim of a system that's rigged against you. Point number 4. Critical race theory says racism is present in all interactions. And I really can't stress this enough to all you young racists. In other words, critical race theory is a movement that seeks to bring about racial unity by creating more racial division. Now let's break some of this down and dive deeper, shall we? Racism occurs in all interactions. It's always present. That's why you have to look for it critically. And if critical race theory is correct, that racism is present in all interactions, then after you find it, the racism will still be present. But at least now you can be angry about it. Present in all interactions, Mr. Sears? Yes, all interactions.
All right. So this says, I want some idiot parent to accuse me of teaching critical race theory, just so I can look at them across the table and say, gosh, I didn't even know that that was a thing. Would you mind defining it for me? I'd also appreciate the titles of any academic text that you read and helped you understand it well enough to be able to identify it so easily. And this is the whole. So what is going on now is people are making genetic fallacies about where critical race theory originally came from and legal scholarship, and are now saying the thing in schools is not that, and they are correct. But the thing that's going on in schools is being called critical race theory. So there can be two existing things called critical race theory at the same time. It's not that hard to understand. And that is what they are calling it. Of course, I talked about this on the last video I made last Monday on All Minus One, when I went over Carlin Borsinko's crazy take, because Carlin now believes that if you say white pride, that means supremacy.
Yeah, did she lose her mind or something recently?
I think she's just still an SJW that hasn't realized it, and that she's not having, rational conversation with somebody. She's not trying to figure it out. She just wanted to block everybody. And it's like, so is gay pride supremacy then? Are we in gay supremacy month right now?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you cleared
Carlin
that.
Carlin went full. Did she? So she went full SJW, or she was and just haven't shaken off her old.
Well, she's a
ways yet?
libertarian now. She's like, I'm not even on the right. I'm a libertarian. Well, okay, but
Okay. What kind of
everybody
libertarian?
thinks libertarians are on the right except for libertarians.
Yeah.
And most libertarians that are honest understand that they're on the right.
Didn't Kathy Young do the same kind of shit? Is that who I'm thinking of?
I have no idea who that is.
I think she wrote for Reason or something, and now she's kind of like she was like really big on the. She was like a libertarian. I'm pretty sure she wrote for Reason, and then she was all like, "Oh yeah, we got to lock down forever. I'm so scared. My pussy hurts."
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Reason anymore, although I use their stuff
Yeah.
on occasion. They got the TDS pretty bad too.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, guys, do you want to win? Do you want to slow some of this leftist stuff down? Because essentially what you're doing is you're allowing everyone who wants liberty to lose, because you can't unify on basic crap. And Carlin's nitpicking because of like the no white guilt, go free lexicon from Jason Kuna. And I don't know that Jason has ever said anything about, well, I know what I have seen. He's actually adamantly against being like threatening or actually racist to other people. So that's not the point of it. The point is just understanding our culture and our history, where it came from, why it's important, and maintaining the Western world. That's, you could say that's supremacy because you want to maintain the Western world. Well, sorry. We set it up. We created it. I don't want it to be destroyed. Seems to me like you want to implement your ideology over us, and you're calling us supremacist because you're the ones who are being the supremacist on the left. It seems to be the projection of the shadow, right?
Osa said she had a full meltdown. Or what'd she have a meltdown over? I would like to know. You could tell like I stopped paying attention to politics for 3 weeks, and then I'm completely behind on everything.
Yeah, I figured you would be, but I knew we'd catch you up. You said we were going to learn division today. We are.
Hey.
And so I was thinking about the school boards, and in Loudoun County, this is the state of things at the moment. The state of Virginia is moving to abolish the local PTA because opponents of critical race theory won a majority in a recent election. Virginia PTA, every child, one voice, or else. Incidentally, the president-elect would be the first black person to lead the local PTA. Too bad it's going to be disbanded, though. The other day, there was a man arrested at one of the meetings. They shut the meeting down because they didn't like the parents coming in and talking about things. The one man just stayed there, and then they had the police move him on a criminal trespass. So, again, folks, do you think you are not living in a slave society? Because let me tell you, you are not free. You do not have the supposed civil liberties that you believe you have. Now, it's not as bad as it will be or it's going to get, but that boiling frog, he's starting to get cooked pretty good. That's all I got to say. And then we have only white people did anything wrong in history. Except for 8 of the top 10 deadliest wars in history started by Asians. 13 of the 20 biggest empires in history, non-white. Plunder and massacre of Hindus by Muslims in India. Plunder and massacre of Koreans, Chinese by the Manchus. Plunder and massacre of almost everyone by Turkic groups. Foot binding in China. Hundreds of violent massacres. Rape of Nanking. Ancient Egypt. Slave raids. And you get the point. But yeah, it's just white people. It's all white people. But, you know, I'll give you a hug when that friend, they finally come back after they did their own research. But there are some things to point out that's interesting too, right? Like, why are they all married to white folks if whites are supremely racist or systematically racist? Sorry.
Bro, they love it. Every time I see, like, it's always like third generation Asian girls too, like off the boat. It's got like the not today colonizer shirt or whatever. They're all sucking frat dick. Every one of them. It is without fail.
Yeah, it's like they don't even acknowledge what they're doing. It's funny. Ilhan even left her husband, who was Somali, I'm pretty sure, for, white bread there. He's having an affair, so there you go.
They love the mayo.
Yep. Admit Republicans freed slaves or draw 25. Democrats be like, you don't Uno Tank?
I Uno on occasion.
Okay.
I've even played Phase 10, which is knockoff Uno.
I don't know that one.
It's one of those grandma games. You go to grandma's house and she's got like, grandma, you got Uno. She's like, no, I got Phase 10. Like, come on, grandma.
Well, the other thing is too, is like, this is just like a little filler meme in between, but I thought it was funny. I thought I'd throw it in here. But the other thing too is, like I said, that with the colonized, CRT type folks, woke SJW commies that I just showed you there, like these ladies. It's always this imposition where they have to do these things, but it's really funny to look at this meme and then to listen to this lady.
No sound.
No sound?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. Some of these video files don't print out.
Because
There we go.
the implication of where white people meet is that these poor white people are having trouble meeting, which is not true. The world is our oyster.
Emma Tesler is the founder of the matchmaking service, The Dating Ring. She says the majority
So right there, she believes that white people have some sort of superiority, right? Just
of our
saying.
clients do have a racial preference. More often than not, it's white.
For whatever reason, people still feel like it's okay to say, I only want to date white people. I mean, you would never be able to say, I only want to hire white people.
Of course, the slippery slope of that is the tranny argument,
Yeah.
right? I don't care personally, but if you have racial preferences, I mean, I do have ethnic preferences. I like swarthy women with dark hair and like Latin girls or Middle Eastern or, Indian girls. So, but I married white bread though. So
an issue she says that goes beyond dating sites.
If there's any experience where people are making negative generalizations about a huge swath of people based on the color of their skin, then we need to be talking about it.
Why? As funny as the meme is, you find this over and over again, though. But it's not just Jewish women. It's all kinds of white suburban housewives. It's people thinking that they have to fix all the wrongs of the world.
It's a weird thing for someone to care about. Like the fact that she cares that there are white people out there that only want to fuck other white people.
Well, here we have this lady. It says, doctoral candidate who sought to prove justice system was racist against blacks, stabbed to death by black male in Chicago. But Israeli-born doctoral candidate, I'm not saying that is the 100%, but that is the meme. It does make it funny.
No sound.
Okay.
Boomers.
Got to keep trying it out. Got to keep trying it out,
Boomers.
man. Unless I have them loaded up ahead. See, this one, I don't know. I'm not seeing it appear.
I always see Alex Jones appear
Oh, yeah? In your
in my
sleep?
dreams, in my fantasies.
Years, but you're Jewish, right?
I'm actually not. I'm raised Roman Catholic, but I have a great affinity for Jewish people in Israel.
You're gay. That's what it is.
Had to be one or the other.
Oh my God.
Yeah, some of these are labeled as video files, and they won't come up, so I have to bring up the whole thing. But I think I got it. Next time I'll just have them uploaded, and we'll be ready to go. I don't have to want kids, but listen to my ideas on what public schools should teach your kids. Yeah. And for some reason, I left this up. I took the screenshot. For some reason, this has something about the vax.
Coming out to misinformation.
But this nonsense, and then you have this. This is all I'm going to show this. But this lady, a guy went in there, not necessarily this guy, who was naked in a female bathroom in a spa, or sorry, changing room. And he said, like, if your daughter didn't want to see my penis, she shouldn't have been in the women's room. In any case, the woman made a big stink about it. I think it was a black lady too, which is good, because they're not going to go after. If it was like a white lady, it'd be like, "Oh, shut up, Karen."
Yeah.
But
well, the man has a point.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
well, what this guy did, Matt Christensen covered this last night. Showed the video, or not last night. Was that Matt? What am I thinking of? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was somebody else that did. But anyways, on Sunday night is what I meant. I just had a baby, guys, so things have been a little mixed up. But this guy came out and basically tried to calm her down. He's like, "What if it was trans?" And she's like, "I don't care. He had a penis." She was like, "He had a swinging wang. I don't care." Yeah, that's good though. That's good. But people who let this go, they don't understand what this really means. And I think even a lot of people that advocate for this don't really understand what it means. Like your average, everyday, dumb, normie citizen. They're like, "Yeah, I think transgenders should be in bathrooms and stuff." And then next thing you know, they're seeing dudes walk around the women's locker room. So
I would just be so embarrassed. I'll tell you a very embarrassing story. It was one year on my birthday of all days. I was in Walmart with my then girlfriend, now wife, and we went out to eat somewhere or something. I forget what happened. But we was in Walmart. I forget what we're buying. And you know, you ever just be out and you got to shit. It's not a matter of a sensation. It is a time limit. Well, that was one of the things that hit me. I was like, I got shit. And we was at a Walmart in like a city over. We were out somewhere. I forget exactly. Well, the bathrooms were reversed from where they are at my normal Walmart. So I walked into the women's bathroom and sat down and started taking a shit. Did not realize until I started hearing, the sound of high heels. They have a very specific sound on the floor. Come in, I was like, and then like I look underneath the stall and I'm seeing like obviously women's feet. And here I am like mid shit. And like, you're like, I'm settled in. Like I'm not getting up now. And I had to like wait in there until the coast is clear so I could sneak out. And I was like, oh my God, someone's going to notice I'm a dude in here taking a shit. I'm going to get arrested probably. It's going to be bad. But luckily I was able to sneak out without anyone seeing me.
Yeah. I mean, in this day and age, I don't think it really matters. I mean, it should, but where you're at.
Well, that's just not the conversation you want to. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if like trans people, like if you obviously look like a dude and you go into the women's bathroom, like someone's gonna like at least give you a weird look. I don't want that attention. So right. it's just so I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know that I worked the female side of the jail. Like the females could come over to the male side and stuff like that, but there was a work release desk there, and I would work that, and I was over on the female side, and they come out for their little recreation in this common area, and if you had to walk across, there's a kitchen on the other side. Like you just feel like a piece of meat with all the women just staring, because that's you just feel that it feels awkward. So I feel you on that, and definitely like blowing up a woman's bathroom would not be something that I think that most people would walk away with or walk away from honorably. So.
Yeah, I did blow it up too. It was bad. It was bad.
Anyways, this says no 1990s guy. We just want to get married. It's not like we want to show kids a gay kink. Did you know that your Amazon Prime subscription funded this article?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. Got to break away, guys. Here we have Oxfam says reporting rape cases harms Black and marginalized people, blames privileged white women for root causes of sexual violence.
Didn't we just get out of like a believe all women rape hysteria?
Well, what you have to understand is as homosexuality rises up in a society, the society actually becomes more misogynistic. The majority of the time of like true misogyny, oppression of women ever happened, it was always in a highly, highly homosexual society, like the Zombie or ancient Greece.
So wait. You're saying that the more homosexual a society gets, the more misogynist it gets.
Yes.
Which is okay. I'm kind of for it now. Can we have 2 Pride months?
But it doesn't mean you're right. But you're going to get pounded in the ass too.
Oh, probably. I don't want that.
Yeah. So
that doesn't sound like fun.
No, but I mean, no. The reality is that there are correlations to this, and there's also a correlation between there is an issue with identity and especially sexual identity in the boundaries between that societies fall apart. Camille Paglia talks about this a good bit and writes about it, but also in other societies we've seen where basically, or we see it in our own society with who runs the fashion business. You think the fashion business isn't like a bunch of like hyper oppressive toward women, misogynist types? Like I would agree with the feminists saying that is what's happened, but they said that that's the patriarchy. It's not the patriarchy that's done that to y'all. That whatever patriarchy there is, men don't care for all that stuff per se. That's for other women and gay men. That's it.
Yeah.
So y'all have oppressed yourselves. But whatever. In any case, so now California adds 5 states to state-funded travel ban over LGBTQ laws. So certain states don't have the proper laws. They will no longer send their employees, the governmental employees, to travel to those locations. When I talked earlier, I mentioned about, peaceful divorce things and good signs. This is actually one.
Yeah, like we're treating California like Cuba.
Yeah, if California wants to not come ever to West Virginia, I'm, as far as any sort of state officials, I'm all about it. Keep that poison away. Sorry, OSIS. And of course, everything's always corporate. The NFL went gay. Football is now gay, folks. If you weren't aware.
Well, I wonder what the players think about that.
Oh, they think it's gay too. No, I don't know what this project thing is that they got, but either way, like, no one said that gay people couldn't watch football, and also, you don't care. Like, what? Why? Why are we doing this? Why? This is all part of the demoralization. It's purposeful. Here we have, this is not just any lingerie. This is M&S underwear inspired by George Floyd. High Street Giant launches inclusive range in 5 shades designed for different skin tones. So now they're taking George Floyd's overdose and using it as inspiration for lingerie for some thick ladies, or at least a thick lady.
There is no way.
I mean, maybe you like that. Some guys like that,
There's no way this country is going to last another 10 years. It's just not possible.
Right.
I mean, look at this.
Well, you think that's bad, man. This is even worse. Victoria's Secret abandons its scantily dressed angels, saying they're no longer culturally relative. Activists and entrepreneurs will be the new face of the brand, it says. Activists. That is like, the big, large women. This is how their brand got made. Was their models. They were like comfortable underwear, and they came up. People liked it. I know that busty girls liked it because I dated a lot of women in the past. They before they got so popular and big, they were comfortable underwear women like. Now there's 1,000,001 brands. The only thing you had were the gorgeous models that probably made your catalog famous. And what have you? No.
How in the world can you look at me in the face and tell me that titties are not relevant? I don't get that.
My daughter is downstairs with my wife right now, and they are quite relevant to her. Let me tell you. But I mean, at least you have bragging rights. Don't want to brag, but I'm dating a Victoria's Secret model.
I mean, there's not enough insulin in the country.
Yeah. It's I don't know what to tell you about your weird kinks, but that's definitely not healthy for her. Also, Tank, I don't know if you heard, but Miss Nevada USA winner makes history as first transgender woman to hold the title. Congratulations. Now, which one is she?
Ooh, that is okay. Hold on. Yeah. I'm gonna say the middle one because they probably got a good plastic surgeon.
We have a winner.
Hey!
She actually was the best looking one, and
Yeah.
that just proves that men are better at being women than women.
Well, look,
Once again, men for the win, baby.
that's pretty good. Actually, I like that.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I would hit on her.
It's pretty passable.
Yeah. This, on the other hand, female
Not-
weightlifter suffers
not
tragic
passable.
testicle injury just weeks before Tokyo Olympics. That didn't happen, of course. That's the Babylon Bee. But let's see. But there is a quite hefty male weightlifter breaking all the records, or I should say woman. He's a real woman too.
I'm ready to smash the other girls. Humiliation. Jump in! Perfect. Dominating!
Well, you know, it is. I can't even.
Well, just remember this, Tank. There are actually only two genders. There's two of them, and this is the new hand sign. Okay.
I see.
Yeah. So you keep your pointer and index finger spread apart, and then you fold over your thumb, and that now means that there's just two genders. So if you use this sign, it means that you're a bigot.
Okay.
All right, let's see. I got to zoom in on this one. Not going to be able to read it. Finally, a space that represents me. We need to show more support for the trans and BLM community. Bisexuals too? Can't forget her sister lesbians. And those in between too. Don't forget about us non-binaries. As a gay male, I stand with the LGBTQ community. Sure you do, buddy. Sure you do. They stole your flag.
Why do they're not a nation. Why do they have a flag?
Supremacy, Tank. Supremacy.
I just don't, I don't get the point of the flag.
Hey, it's all good. We Christians can commandeer the rainbow back.
And it looks like a shitty, Native American quilt you'd buy in a, shitty.
Right. Here it says, Black people are now on the gay flag twice. Being Black is now twice as gay as being gay.
Damn.
Congratulations, Black people. Getting all those oppression points.
Good job.
I'm just like, no, keep that gay away. I actually, folks, if you didn't know, I don't care if you're gay, whatever. I do care about you dancing in the street and shanking your wang in front of children. That's inappropriate.
I don't feel like that's a lot to ask for.
Yeah.
Don't take your wang in front of kids in the street.
Yeah. No drag queen story time, none of that stuff. They don't need all that. It's not for them, because what you're doing is you're displaying a sexualization of things that is not meant for them. They haven't even hit puberty yet. Come the hell on. In any case, what I do find, and since today's the last day of Pride Month, I do find that Pride Month is an opportunity, and you should always take opportunities when presented to you. So let's see. I guess I got to pull this up on the other thing now. Should have had it loaded. Could have segued better. But hey, like I said, opportunities.
The foolish man complains of Pride Month, while a wise man uses it to bully fags more efficiently.
God. Kongseshuo.
And
wait, there's so Anne Grant sent us that the Zimbabwe flag just looks just like the fucking pride flag. Let me see. That's true. Oh my God, it kind of does.
Zimbabwe's flag, you said?
It looks pretty similar. Yeah. I'll pull it up.
All right. This is the LGBT holiday calendar, June and October. October is LGBT History Month. It says repost if or republish if you
Oh, my
weren't
bad.
born on a gay day. You can pull it up, dude.
Okay.
It is based. Yeah.
That's
there
pretty
you go.
close. You, Kiz, just like a Brit, Kizza says, you mean Rhodesia? Yeah, I do mean Rhodesia.
Get that crap out of there. It says, wow, I had no idea you supported LGBT rights. LGTV? Sorry, I have a Samsung. I'm just celebrating the fact that God gave us the rainbow as a promise that he would never flood the world again. Oh, Giga Chad.
My wife has never seen that meme.
Yeah.
It was brought. She was like, "What's
Her
this
loss.
thing?" I was like, "That's Giga Chad, wife."
And of course, we have "You shall not pass."
Oh, I get it.
Old memes coming back around. The suicide hotline after inventing trans people.
Yeah, no shit. Mm.
No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Strongly disagree? Disagree? Agree? Strongly agree.
Mm.
This is exactly what they do, though.
Where
isn't
can I
it
get
not?
that rainbow monster? That's dope.
Let's see. I got to hunt this next one down because it's a video and it's not showing up. So, here we are. The video is a bit too short. Well, okay. I don't know if I need volume for this one. First off, is there any sound on that?
A little bit. I can hear just
Okay.
a little bit.
It's just music, so I'd rather there doesn't need to be sound if there's going to be a copyright strike or something, right?
Oh God. Oh God, no.
All right, so this is a bit longer, but
Oh my God.
yeah. And if you guys couldn't hear the sound, it's a song that, the chorus is "We're living in a mad world," and we are so mad that we have lawmakers and health experts that do things like this. Knowingly exposing others to HIV will no longer be a felony in California. STDs in LA County are skyrocketing. Officials think racism and stigma may be to blame. Right?
We have to get rid of Reddit.
Yeah, no joke.
It has to go.
And we have this summer, everyone should wear sunscreen so that the person next to you won't get sunburned.
Oh my God, this is awful.
This is the logic, though, right?
Yeah.
And we have this. Remember that plague that wiped out the Amish because they didn't vax their children? Yeah, me neither.
Did you know there's Amish people? When they're technically not Amish, they're Mennonites, which is apparently different.
Yes.
But there's
different
Mennonites in Belize. We saw there's a Mennonite community. They grow like most of the chicken in Belize.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of Mennonites in my area. In fact, that's generally like when I used to get raw milk, that's who I was getting it from. If you want to get good fresh meat around here, most of the local butchers with local meat are Mennonites.
Dope. Yeah, but it was like seeing like these pasty white Mennonite dudes in the middle of Belize just growing shit.
Can you tell the difference between the regular flu and COVID? No. You're hired.
Wow.
New academic study confirms mass testing of asymptomatic was a scam.
No.
What?
What?
Huh? News to me. Fully vaccinated people to dominate third wave of the COVID-19 deaths in UK, warns report. Maybe you should have listened to the experts who were putting their careers on the line and done some damn research before you signed up to be a guinea pig. And that's true. Like, again, back to that, like, Tim Pool statement that he kind of got in trouble with about putting your neck on the line, guys. Like, just being keyboard warriors or whatever does not get, things done. We talk about it all the time. We have to work locally. We have to figure out how we get politicians in locally, work it within our own communities. But if you don't have something to risk or lose, then why is anything you're saying matter? Why is there any truth behind it? And that's kind of like the big pharma and all that. In fact, I think I had a meme that I didn't get into the show about how the fact checkers about the fact checkers for the vaccines have like an $80 million investment in Johnson & Johnson. I believe Thomas Massey tweeted that the other day or something like that. So consider that. And I know you're a vax tank, but I'll just have to put you down when you turn into a mutant. I don't know what to say.
I honestly, like, no bullshit. Some of the stuff I've read, I'm getting a little worried. I mean, like, I hate to sincere post on the stream, but especially
Did you
for
get
my
the
wife.
Johnson & Johnson vaccine?
No, my wife did. She got Johnson & Johnson. I got
okay.
Moderna. Yeah,
because that one's actually an authentic vaccine and not this mRNA stuff.
Well, the dude that invented him, did you see what happened with him?
No.
The guy that invented mRNA vaccines, his name's like Robert Malone or something. He said something recently that got him. They canceled his LinkedIn account, and then Wikipedia scrubbed him. So basically, he came out saying something like, "Oh, he said 12-year-olds, people under 12, shouldn't get mRNA vaccines." He's the guy who invented the shit, and they deleted his LinkedIn and they scrubbed him from Wikipedia. So it's like some serious shit. Yeah.
Yep. Now he's not even a person. He doesn't exist anymore.
That never existed.
That, my friends, is what Mussolini would describe as an individual outside of the state. They don't exist. That's in the doctrines of fascism. Just saying. Delta Plus variant cannot be tackled with vaccines alone. Needs safety measures like face mask. Blah blah.
I'm
enough. Yeah.
Enough shit. I'm not getting any more vaccines. The one was enough. Two, I guess. I'm done. I'm done with that shit.
And then Dr. Fauci's saying Delta variant is the greatest threat to the U.S. But everyone's like, look, it's a super mega Delta variant plus Pro Deluxe strain. See, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
You probably haven't heard about the Lambda strain, though. This is real. I'm just under the impression now that we're to keep finding purposely coronaviruses, and every common cold stuff coronavirus that we find in the future, we're just going to label them as some variant and be in these perpetual lockdown states, at least until 2030, when the Great Reset is complete and China will be the world economic power. So that seems to be what's going on. I mean, if you guys can't connect the dots there, you need to go watch me on -1, because sometimes I try to connect those dots.
Why are they not naming the strains in order of the Greek alphabet? Why are they jumping from Delta to Lambda?
Well, I think there's some in between there. I mean, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Zeta, Theta, Iota.
Well, I'm saying there's got to be other variants in between there.
Yeah, so I'm saying, well, how come we're not talking about those? It seems like I don't buy this shit. This is a fucking conspiracy.
And tell me, these variants you speak of, are they in the room with us now? You know
where was COVID Alpha, the first one, and where was COVID Beta?
Right. I'm not concerned.
Or Gamma.
I wasn't concerned with avian flu or any of those other things in the past. You know. But
hey.
Yeah, this is basically what Fauci is full of. And here we have, I retired from the health field 3 weeks ago, early. I cannot play this game any longer. This pick is inside my hospital, the world's deadliest virus, my arse.
What the fuck?
Hey, neighbor, did you hear about the Delta variant? Oakley dokley. Beware of a third wave of propaganda and a new strain of BS.
Yeah, I'm not. Isn't it pretty much like a rule that when viruses mutate, they become less deadly?
Yeah. Generally, this is another argument against Darwinism, by the way. But generally, when things mutate, they become weaker, not stronger. We look at genomes and codes, and we go, well, this mutation occurred at this point because we can't find it before then, and however they do all that. But we don't generally see that though in real time. It's something that was long ago, like the supposed mutation that causes blue eyes, right? Then we could get into, all that goes back into, again, like I'd say, flaws with Darwinism. You have to get into like other views of divergent evolution or whatever, that we came from various species. Maybe we interbred, not just with Neanderthals, but others. I just assume Neanderthals were basically people like a horse and a zebra are both horses and they can bang. Or tigers and lions, you can make a liger. And ligers can breed, folks.
Can they?
Yeah, they can.
They're my favorite animal.
How did you survive the coronavirus, Dad? I went to work without a mask, build up my antibodies because that's how our immune system works. That's a legend. By the way, there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, with the liger thing, I think they can breed, but I don't know if they can breed with each other if you make another liger. I don't even remember how it works, but they can still breed. They're not like donkeys, mules, where they're sterile. And then we have all the ladies after the guys without the mask, of course. And that's going to come up really soon here. By the way, Tank, we're almost done with the memes. Okay. But I wanted to show you this. Yet another video. So let's see if I got this one on here. No, I do not. Actually, you know what? This one doesn't even have sound. So screw it. So this is a thing that they're coming up with so they can give kids a shot, which might seem good because, kids get a lot of anxieties about their shots, but I don't really know. I don't really know if hypnotizing them with the magic talking cartoon thing is the way to do that.
Yeah, when I was a kid and I got really stressed out about shots, they would just hold me down and give me a shot.
Yeah.
And then I got old enough to where I was embarrassed about freaking out over shots. And that was my life. That's just what happened.
There you go. Yeah, there's something about, like, it's one thing to calm or soothe a kid, but you should be able to do that as a parent. If you can't, I don't know if we need some sort of machine to do that, because in some manner or another, like you said, you got embarrassed enough not to act that way. There was a learning curve. Maybe these kids will just grow up and be fine, but I don't know. This is all part of the softening of society.
Do you look away when you get shots?
Not necessarily. My biggest thing with like blood draws or anything like that, I don't like the idea of a metal object under my skin.
Yeah. I have to look at it.
Yeah. It creeps me out, but
Yeah.
it's not like they don't really hurt. Doesn't, I mean,
Yeah.
I had to get tested for TB every year. I had blood draws were a thing on occasion. I've been poked and prodded many a times. I've been vaccinated at the wazoo. I have been vaccinated against anthrax. So, although I think my hepatitis didn't take, which was interesting because when I worked at the hospital, I got it and I never ended up getting my final doses, I think.
Mhm.
And then I quit. And so I guess I don't have the antibodies for that.
Which hepatitis B is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're supposed to get one every year or two at work.
A friendly reminder from your friends at the CDC. Remain terrified, question nothing, and stay home. And if you guys can't tell, if you can't see, there's a nice little touch in this, actually. Nice little touch. Nice little West Taiwan style flag there,
little China flag.
Yeah, that's what I said, West Taiwan.
West Taiwan. Oh, yeah.
When you've taken the COVID-19 vaccine and you can't answer the CAPTCHA question honestly anymore, I am not a robot.
I don't know. I did watch it. When me and the wife got back from Belize, we watched a Blade Runner double feature because I haven't seen the new one until then. It made me think, what if they turned me into a replicant with the mRNA vaccine?
Well, we know they're tracking you now. They know all your bowel movements, even when you don't have your phone with you.
They were before, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably knew I was in that woman's bathroom blowing it up.
You and Tucker Carlson. So, how do I even say that name? Jason Maurer, 45-year-old Ohio bartender, tells world, shut up and get your vaccine. Dead 5 weeks after second Moderna mRNA shot. Not saying the shot caused it. Not saying that at all.
You can only watch. Well, there goes the stream.
These are jokes, Susan. These are memes. Some of them are news articles like this. Why most people who now die with COVID in England have been vaccinated. Look, here's what you got to do. You just got to accept it. These are the stages. Right? Hold on. 5 stages of grief after taking the jab. Denial. LOL, what? The vaccine is totally safe and approved by the CDC. Are you a conspiracy theorist? Anger. Shut the F up. It's safe. It's totally effective. Are you a dumbass? Bargaining. Okay, it might be deadly, but people online told me if I drink herbal tea and take vitamin D, I'll be fine. Depression. No, I don't want to die. I have so much to live for. Why did this happen to me? Acceptance. Okay, it's over. I'll die in a year. Don't worry, Tank. Depending on what brand you took, you might turn into a zombie or something. Good. So
I always wanted to be a zombie.
I mean, rock on, man. I haven't had any vaccine side effects. Which vaccine did you get? Which vaccine did you get?
I love this meme format.
Dude, this meme is like killing it. I could practically make a whole show with as many as I see. Also, Japanese Red Cross refuses blood donations from people who receive the jab. And chatting to a nice eligible man online, he suggested a socially distant walk. Next, unvaccinated sperm and eggs gonna be a rare commodity.
Yeah, no shit.
Yep. I'm living large, buddy. Doing just fine. Unvaccinated men will be in high demand in the future. God forbid my wife ever passes away when I'm like 80. I will be able to score a nice 25-year-old again and make some more babies because I have that unvaccinated sperm. Is unvaccinated sperm really the next Bitcoin?
They're gonna have a stock ticker for this shit.
Look,
Damn.
man, all I
No
know is
shit, there really is.
I'm going to be rich. It's all I know. I'm just riding that wave. You watch me. Watch me. Of course, I wouldn't donate unless in a relationship, because I wouldn't want to have children out there that I didn't know. The year is 2024, and the last unvaccinated fluoride-free frog makes his way through the 5G radiated wasteland that was civilization. So, guys, get prepared. I'm going to be like Travis here, June 29th. Got to get in shape now. Too much sitting has ruined my body. Too much abuse has gone on for too long. And actually, I did work out yesterday. I think it was the first time I got a good workout in since the baby.
Yeah, I've been picking the kettlebells back up. I've been trying to get up early and doing it first thing, but I get up at 5:30 and then working out is hard to do.
No, I can never do it. I like it in the evening, but what I do now is I do like mini workouts throughout the day. So I try to get one set in of basic things. Like I have a core group of exercises, and then I have a few supplementals. And so some days I can run through them all. Some days I just run through the core stuff, but I'm just trying to get 1 or 2 sets in and just do it more daily for now. Trying to get some better volume in. I'm going on a diet to help my health and the environment. You're going vegan? You're going vegan, right? Carnivore. Ho, don't you sass mouth me. From the Independent, having children is one of the most destructive things you can do to the environment, says researchers. Oh, well, I'm glad I'm destroying the environment because I plan on having at least 2 more, and I already have 2. So quite proud of myself. Researchers say so it must be true. Don't have children. Plastic collectibles are enough. Drink your soy. Microchip your brain. Subscribe to Disney. What's that? Vote Blue? Baloo? I don't even know what that is a reference to.
It's vote blue. Vote blue.
Oh, vote blue. Oh, okay, vote blue. I get it now. Dirt. Yep. But speaking of infants and soy, infant given soy formula has up to 22,000 times more estrogen than breastfed babies, equivalent to 5 birth control pills in shocking study. Folks, breastfeed your kids. It's what they're supposed to eat. Stay away from formula. It's not good for them. All right. But
don't breastfeed them to their 5. That's weird.
We have the world government telling us what to do, right?
That hurt my soul.
Hurt your soul. Well, you need to just drink more corn syrup, buddy. One of these kids complained that her childhood was stolen.
What? I don't get this shit. Like, your childhood stolen from what? Like, this idea that kids are sitting around absolutely just terrified about environmental collapse is ridiculous.
Look at this little dude. Freaking strapped with an AK.
That's how they should be.
Keystone Pipeline versus lithium mine for hybrid cars. But it's all about the environment, right?
Oh, don't get me started on this shit.
I'm not. We're at the end, buddy. We're at the end. We're closing out. First step to reduce your emissions is to know where you stand. Find out your carbon footprint with our new calculator and share your pledge today. I pledge not to spill 4.9 billion barrels or million barrels of oil into the Gulf of Mexico. I'm going to stand by that pledge as well. I will not do such a thing. BP. But again, this is all part like this is all part of the system. There ain't no changing it, guys. There's only leaving it. This is global. There's no changing it. And right here, this is what's coming. Klaus Schwab made it clear that transhumanism is the integral part of the Great Reset. when he said that the fourth industrial revolution would lead to a fusion of our physical, digital, and biological identity. Yeah, this is stuff Tank loves. But, you know, I call people like this, what do they have a name? It's something like blunts, runts, sluts, stunts, lunts. What's the word? But hey, you know, that's what they are. That's what they are. If I were in Britain land right now, like Kizza is, I could use that word freely and it wouldn't be a big deal. And finally, you know, these people like to do it dirty, and here's the proof. Don't take your diaper off, just move it to the side.
Why would you put this image in front of me?
That was the Tank, you ask stupid questions, buddy. Why would I put that image in your mind? Because someone else put it in mine. I had to pay it forward.
Pay it? Is that what you did? Is that what happened? You paid it forward?
I paid it forward. That's right.
Oh, God. Woo!
All right, guys.
That was a lot of memes.
Yeah, I know. I know. But we had to come back epically, right?
Yeah, we did.
Back in the saddle, Tank and Bill in Pride Month with a bang. That's actually after the show, guys. All right. So, are we going to hang out for another couple of minutes, or are we just going to get out of here?
I need to get out of here.
All right. I kept Tank too long. But he could get out of here because we're both actually running this.
I mean, yeah, I could. You could just have it if you want to.
I don't want to. I need to go eat and spend time with my wife and daughter, which I've neglected a lot today. So, but you know, I needed to. Before I get out of here, guys, just a reminder over on All Minus One, you guys might want to join me on Friday, probably after 2 p.m., something like that. I'll be streaming there for a while. I'll be doing an Uzulu style stream, I guess. Other than I don't really have the capability to bring in guests or anything, so I'll be trying to do it all on my own. But I have a lot to talk about, and I want to make a donation conspiracy stream. So, and I'll of course talk about the birthing and the whole experience with that and how good that was. I didn't want to talk about too much on this show because I don't keep it so personal here. It's more about the memes. But yeah, if you guys want to join me there, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'm going to be streaming for a long time so people can jump in and out as they please. And I, would appreciate any sort of congratulatory donations if that were the case. Speaking of which, Tank, did we get anything tonight on any paid chats that we need to address before we get out of here?
No. The only thing, Kizza asked a question, Tank Bill, why are you super straight? Well, you hear Osis tell it I'm not super straight, so I don't know how to answer that.
Kizza, I am super straight because my junk only works for women. Like, there has to be a certain amount of blood flow down there, and it has to be directed in such a way that yeah, it works, and it only works for women, strangely.
And only
I'll tell you a story with after my first wife, the first girl I saw for a while, actually still friends with her. I've had she was a good girlfriend. She just was too not bright enough for me. So I couldn't be with her in the end, but yeah, we've kept in touch over the years and seen each other on and off in the past. And I remember I was with my buddy. We were in Cumberland, Maryland, and his buddy's girlfriend had her. We were going out to a club. We're driving out to I think Morgantown. We've been out all day swimming and stuff, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure I had some significant blood flow in my pants just sitting next to this girl. So that's how I know I'm super straight. Not even touching her, not even doing anything. So that's a pretty big indicator for me. Never had that happen around a dude.
You just haven't met the right dude.
Yeah, you're right. All right, guys. Well, I guess we're going to get out of here. So appreciate you all watching. Thank you Again, if you're new here, please like, share, subscribe. You know the thing. I don't think I've talked about that much. Kizza says that's transphobic. No, it's not. I'm super straight. That's how I identify. In any case, guys, this has been the Ends Justify the Memes. We are here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tank, I don't know about a Sunday show this week, but we can talk off air about it. But right now, at least every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and perhaps Sunday shows will come back once I get situated with this babies. So thank you guys for watching. This has been the Ends Justify the Memes. And remember, the ends always justify those memes. Play the outro, bud.
I'm talking about all the way to the top, yeah. Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah. Macho Madness.